Okay, so we're recording now. I'll try and keep it calm. Let me get a sip of coffee. Alright, so this is Friday, weekly review, whatever. Go over the charts that I got. First thing before we even get going, I want to say I had... No, I already freaking erased it, so well. Whoever was using Mac and sent me a shit ton of charts, all of them came up across as corrupted. So I can't go through your charts. Let me get your name real quick. What I would prefer is when you send me charts, this way, whether you're using Mac, Linux, or Windows, because I have all three going on, right click on the chart, do save picture as, make sure it's active workspace, and post image online. Then hit OK. And it was who? Michael David Corkland. Everything you sent me, and it was a shit ton. I cannot see it. Okay, but anyway, if you right click, do save as picture, active workspace, and post, it's going to give me a link, pop up a website, and it gives you a link. All I need you to do is jump in Skype and send me that link. What that link's going to give me, and this is from someone else's charts, and this will lead us into looking at his charts, but this way, all I have to do is click. Watch, this little bitch doesn't want to open. MQL5 is running super slow today. Sorry, I've got a bug bite. Why are you being so difficult? It is being difficult. Let me close everything real quick. It's the fun of recording stuff live. Close tabs. Why don't you want to open? Let me try a different one and just see if it's their website, because if it's their website, we might have some issues. WaterFox is one that I'm trying that's supposed to use a little bit less memory than Firefox. It's the 64-bit version of Firefox. I think it's MQL5 that's down, because watch what happens here. When I right click and do save as picture, I'm not getting jack out of it either. Here, let me do active chart as is and see if that works. I'm not getting anything, so I think it's MQL5 that's down, which is going to make for a boring freaking webinar if I can't bring up any damn charts. Give me a second. Just in case it's the browser that I'm trying, let me switch over to Chrome real quick and make it default. Wait, cancel. Let me save this link though, so... Okay, I'm going to make Chrome the default. Just in case, the little bastards. And settings. Make Chrome the default. Okay, so Chrome's my default, so let's see if it works now. Maybe it was just a thing with the browser. Hopefully it was, because I don't want to be a waste of a damn day. It's still not popping. It should pop up the chart here, so I'm guessing it's an issue with MQL5 right now. Does anyone have any other... Can someone else try it? Right click on their chart and do save as picture. Tell me if it works on y'all's end, so I know if it's on my end. It should pop up a link. It doesn't work there either. Fucking shit. Yeah, this recording is going to be full of cussing now. Okay, so let's see. Let's go, but we'll wait. We'll give it a few. We're talking about the institutional levels then. Okay, so institutional levels. Let's pretend there's only 4 ways in the world to trade. And we have the blue one is Murray Math Lines. This one is Fibos. This one's round numbers, and this one's pivots. So if we know, or if we can narrow it down, now there's more than this for institutional level trading, but these are some of the more popular ones. That's why we have them on our charts. That's why when I say you want confluence, because more than likely one of these ways of trading is here. So if we know that weekly pivots are probably on some institutional traders system somewhere. We want to line it up. So if we can line up this one and this one together, instead of having just a 40% chance, all of a sudden we bump up. And these are just random bullshit numbers I threw in there. Nobody knows who uses what. Let's say then it brings us up to what, a 55% chance that we know that there's orders sitting there. If we can line up 3 institutional levels, we have 40, 60, 75% chance that we know that there's institutional orders sitting there. That's why I say it is so important to use Confluence. Now, these levels are drawn off a daily basis, so the institutional daily traders, hedge funds and banks is what you're looking at, and a lot of auto trading robots, they all use these levels. So that's why it's important. I say you use institutional levels, but combine them with the current market conditions. And when I say current market conditions, that drops down then to, and they're not there right now, but the Fibos. Let's see if I can find a good one. So you have your current Fibo swing. Why am I missing? Oh, it's top of the hour. The hourly Fibo isn't showing right now because remember it has to. Right now it's looking at the hourly range. So in 5 minutes we will get the hourly Fibo up there. I don't have the red screen turned on right now so that it doesn't interrupt me showing you. But do you understand why now with the institutional levels it's so important, and how if you can get 2 or 3 lined up, why you want to go set a trap on them? I mean, if you can line a couple of them up together, it's great. That's why as part of the pre-trading prep, like if I just run through the charts real quick, I'm stalling for time. Brian, you watched my part 2. I do have it. I can show it here in a little bit. Oh, wait. There was a second one that didn't download. Let me see if it downloaded real quick. Norman's been doing some like really good raw spreadsheets. I'm jumping all over the place because it seems like the MQL5 site's down to show charts. So I can't show any charts, which sucks. If you got any charts, Norman, because I know you have them sometimes as screenshots, send them to me through Skype, because right now I have 0 charts to show, since MQL5 is down. Shut up, I thought it was activated. I'm just going to look over this real quick, guys. Like I said, we're kind of stalling for time to see if MQL5 comes up. Okay, so this side's Ichimoku and this side's Axis trades. Left is Ichi, right is Axis. Okay, cool. Let me check it real quick. I'll come back to yours in a second, Normans. Let me see, because I want to get through the charts that I had first. Shit, I shut everything. Now I gotta get... I'm such a mess now. Okay, before I close this in, does everyone understand about the institutional levels? Because we had a question on it, on why they're important to have Confluence. So if there's no questions, I'll move on and close this out. So basically just think of institutional levels. So you're good with it now? You get why? Okay, so I'm going to close that. It's recording anyway, so we can always go back. Okay, so start Chrome. As for WaterFox, I'm liking it a little bit more. Sorry, I'm jumping around, like I said, until I get everything up. WaterFox isn't bad. If you have a 64-bit operating system, it is not bad at all. Since it's a 64-bit version of Firefox. Second, I'm trying to get these trades back up. Oh god, now since I wasn't using Chrome, I gotta log in. Brian, password. He's on page 2. Open in Sheets. Almost there. So let's give this a try again. Okay, so here is the trades we have for today. Again, this is from a gentleman. He's on his second or third week. He doesn't get a lot of time to trade, from what I understand. Let me get up the any meeting box, so in case someone asks something. Okay, so first one, this is cable, GBP USD. This is the first time I've seen these. This is an itchy one, I think. Let's see. I have no idea what I'm looking at since these weren't working. M5. Okay, so this is an itchy trade, not a trading access trade. Just looking at the rules, yes, we had red cloud coming down. He took the trade here, which was fine because we had, looks like a M30 support, which was probably your weaker one, but it's fine. Remember, entry would be above, on his case, the black line. That's where you always want to shoot for entry, is above Mr. Krabs or the Kingensen, however the hell you say it. This one up here would have been a good trade too if you caught it. It had M15. I think it's M15 and something else. But both of these would have been okay trades. Does not a recent market, looks more like a range. We had a downtrend, and this I would have looked at the pullback, and then a downtrend and consolidation. Here's how I would have seen it. So the consolidation point was here, and then it was making its decision whether it was going to go up or down. So we didn't know if it was going to be a range or not, and if I had to guess, I'd say price kept going down. Remember, after, you're either going to get one of two things. You're going to get your movement, and then you can get a pullback, and then it's going to continue on down, like kind of like an ABC pattern for Fibos. So we'd have A, B, and then we might not see where C's going. It's in the itchy pack. Send me just copy and paste your question to Skype. Send it to me in Skype, and I'll send you the link. I have a complete video on that one, in the binaryoptions.net has it. But just basically, yeah, that was a decent trade for, what's it called, itchy. I'm a mess. Yes, Norman's could possibly be going into a range, but for, like I said, yeah, sometimes it's going to break in one of two directions. My weakness on Forex is when I see this, I like the first move up and I like to take these, but then when it comes down like this, to be honest, sometimes I pick the wrong directions on these damn things because I don't wait for a clear signal. I'm like, ah, screw it, it's going to still go down, and then it ends up shooting up through the cloud. So on Forex, for me, I've had to learn patience on these to see where is the price actually going to go. So I have to wait for it to then, for like this one to break lower so we can know. Like I told you yesterday, for the swing high, swing lows, focus on combining them with itchy momentum. Don't worry about them as much on TA charts. Focus on the swing high, swing low, and using it with itchy. It's a very good combination with itchy. With TA, it might confuse you a bit if you try and throw it onto every TA chart you have and apply it to that. But with itchy, when you can see momentum, it makes a little more sense. Okay, so next one. I think I forgot to say that, so that might have been my bad, that I'm giving you a freaking headache and you're trying to use swing high, swing low on TA charts. Next one's another itchy trade. I guess he likes itchy. Well, it was trendy, so recently. And this one. The only thing I could say about this one, the cloud was thin. That's the first thing I look at. I like to see the cloud getting fatter as it moves up. That means momentum is increasing. But let's take a look at the trade itself. Let me see if I can zoom in. Is this making it a little more viewable for y'all? Because these are a little small. Son of a bitch. Let me minimize this. Okay, so we have price moving up. K was nice and flat, the black line in his case. What worries me is the closeness here. Again, I like to see the cloud getting wider. Now, would I've taken this trade? Let's see. Got a spike up, down, up, and then down. Looking at it afterwards, I I would say I might have taken that. I mean, so you know who you are. It's not too bad. I would again, I would look for the cloud to be expanding. See how the cloud's kind of thin? That means we have momentum moving up, but it's not the strongest in the world. The more itchy trades you take, the better you'll get the hang of it, because what we want to see is cloud moving up and crowd getting bigger. That means momentum's growing. We also want to see, not to an extreme thing, but we would want it to look kind of like this all the way up. You see how this corresponds when Timmy and Crabs are close together and the cloud is there, thin and weak? So we had a spike up and it moved, but you would expect on a spike up like this, and this is a little bit off the subject, but I guess it's more itchy theory, you'd expect on a spike up like this for Timmy and Crabs to spread apart a little, which would mean, and they didn't. But other than that, I mean, let's go with the core logics of it. Green cloud up, yes. You had your breakdown decay, yes. It was flat, cool, that helps out a little. You had an H1 resist, which was a nice strong one. So you got the core concept right. The only thing I could say is look for the cloud to be expanding and not constricting like a little snake. If it's a little snake like this, that means that it's weaker momentum. If it's a big fat blob, like a cloud, a big fat cloud, then it's more momentum. And these trades are more likely to hold up under those type of circumstances than the snake clouds. Any questions on that one before I go to the next? Go for it. Oh, just so you know, I teach itchy in the room because when the market's not ranging and it's trending, I teach itchy. So that's why you're seeing itchy charts and not just TA charts. We haven't even gotten to a TA chart yet, unfortunately, because we had some trending markets. But go ahead with your question. Red candles coming down through H1. What we're looking for first, and since you're new, what we're looking for whenever the market is trending, we don't want to trade trading axis. We want to switch over to something else. I don't care if it's itchy or you'd go do something else. What we're looking for then is a green cloud up, in this case, because it's an upwards trend. Green cloud up, and the system they use has an alert. When price breaches this black line, which is Kingensen or Mr. Krabs is how I teach it, then we want to look for confluence on it, which he did have the H1, which means a lot of times you'll get a pull back up and price will continue up. The thing on this one is the cloud isn't expanding. It looks more like a snake, and it's getting fatter than thinner and a little bit fatter. We want a cloud that's expanding and getting fatter. We want a big chubby cloud. So concept-wise, he did very well on it. We had a green cloud, we had the break of K, he probably got entry underneath it, and then it dropped and he lost. And we had the confluence that we won on it. So concept-wise, he did it right. Just, for me, I like to see the cloud getting bigger. When I see a snake cloud, that means weak momentum. Go for it. Okay. I mean, if we want to get into price action, I try not to judge this. I would have to see this, and I keep telling people this for price action. Looking at a static picture of this candle, we can see that the bulls didn't have much strength on it. As for the rules that I give them, it met all the rules. What would come into play next is, and I guess I haven't covered it too much, is the strength and size of the cloud. And the price action when it came through. If this thing just dropped like a rock straight through this, I probably wouldn't take it. It's hard to judge static charts sometimes because I don't know how that went through this. If this candle hit this level and then it bounced around a little bit, then slowly dropped down, I would be in it. If this candle hit this level and just kind of pushed through and dropped just like that, I would stay out because I could see that there's a downward momentum, it burst through the level, and it didn't see it. The key thing here is I want to see what happens when price hits this level right here. If it responds to the level and then continues to drop, I'd probably still go in. But if it hit that level and just shot through it and then stayed down like that for the remainder of the candle, I would probably stay out. It's where price action will come into it a little bit. move on to the next one. Okay, so the next one is... And he doesn't... That sucks. It's the first TA trade. Let me find a TA trade. Let's start at the bottom, and we'll work our way back up, because there's 2 more itchies. Okay, this is an ITM. It was gold, which... How about 5 minutes? Okay, in ranging market, when trade TA, if the cloud big, I know that is a good SR. How about 5 minutes? You can take that into reason as confluence, yes. If the cloud is nice and big, you can take that into reason as confluence. I would handle it more along the lines as a current market condition, not as a institutional, because you're looking at a 5 minute one. Now, if you happen to have like a 1 hour itchy cloud up, like I do, because I trade that, and I look and it's hitting that cloud, I would consider that more along the lines of an institutional level. But for a 5 minute, I would consider it current market conditions. I actually have an indicator that shows you different cloud time frames, but it sucks down shit tons of memory. Okay, so this is gold. You have round numbers up. First, I'd remove the round numbers. Gold and round numbers, just... second, if you're trading Markets World, and this is just for the person who's sent me this, if you're using Markets World and you're trading gold, don't. They have a 1-digit freaking... What do you call it? They have a 1-digit pricing. 1 decimal point pricing, I'm sorry. And they will screw you. Just like an ugly rapist. Okay, so let's bring this one up. I'm going to drawing mode on this one, because it'll help me a little to visualize what's there. Okay, so again, this was gold. And I'm sniffling. Okay, so we had... Let's start off with current market conditions. Round numbers, again, if you have gold, take the round numbers off. They're just going to make a freaking mess of your chart. Here we go, and we had a nice support and resist here, which it looks like he... No, that's the price line. But if you can see it, we have support and resist right here. And this is something that's manually done. It's just the first thing I notice about the trade. I went slightly overbought, oversold, hit it, and bounced down, then it moves up through it. Second, we have the confirm popped before on both. So just generally speaking, why wouldn't you get in here? Well, one, you didn't have entry. So second candle, so you would have passed on this because there was no entry. Okay, this candle here pops up. And I'm going to mark the whole candle range so we can see what we have over on the right-hand side for institutional. Okay, so this is the candle. And hopefully this makes sense for y'all, that way you can see what I'm looking at. A little bit difficult to see because of the round numbers again. Okay, so current market conditions. We have stochastics that went... You can't see the stochastic levels, son of a bitch. Stochastics spiked up. I don't know what his level is at exactly, but stochastics looks, depending on what his settings are, could be used as a confirm. We do have the TA confirm pops. It's overbought, oversold. And it hit the 1 hour. This is the 1 hour, 161 level. But as for... So current market conditions, we have it. We could probably take into one institutional level. So this would have been a 1% trade for me, if anything. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I could find. I mean, I really can't find too much else on it. I would say this would be a kind of a weak trade. The previous candle... I would have stayed out. For me, this would have been kind of a weak trade. If anything, I would have gone 1%. You had the idea right. We have value charts as there. Current market conditions were strong, but institutional levels, we only had 1. So that could have been a 1% trade. Any questions on that one at all? What I saw here? Support and resist, which I don't know if he saw that or not. Stochastics was okay for it. The TA confirm was okay for it. And we had the 1 hour The hourly FIBO support and resist was good, and we had a Murray Math line as an institutional. So it was heavy on the current market conditions. Not really. That's what I mean. Like this, if anything, would have been a 1%. What I do see, the one thing that I do like is the support and resist on it. It has a nice strong one right here. So if anything, like I said, this would have been a 1%. It's not the prettiest trade in the world, but fuck, this week the markets haven't been very pretty with Yellen and freaking Draghi, and then Draghi, then Yellen, and then with news yesterday, Euro weak and U.S. strong. Basically, what it comes down to, this is kind of a weak trade, heavy on the current market conditions, with one institutional. Almost hit 161. Let me see how. Let me see something real quick. Good lord. Oh, I'm in the drawing. Let me switch. Let's save no. And the FIBO is pretty much useless because it doesn't make sense on where it pulled up to. Yeah, I mean it's gold. I just freaking hate gold. It's hard for me to judge gold. Gold has a kind of a different behavior than most other pairs. The only thing I could say again is his support and resist was really strong on it. That's the biggest thing I could say on this trade that might have gotten me into it. But for me, it probably would have been a pass. If anything, 1%. It was very heavy on current market conditions with one institutional. But remove the round numbers again. They'll help you clear up the chart on gold. Round numbers in gold are useless. Let's see. Next one. This was a 3% trade, so let's take a look at it. Okay, he did take it 1%, and he asked if it could be a 3 or 5%. No, it could not have. That was a 1% borderline no trade. This is a 3% trade. I like that he's marking the percentage down because I'm getting a feel if he understands good setups or not. So that's kind of cool. Let's zoom in on this little. Well, first let's look for support and resist. Structure of the chart again, it's not the prettiest, and this was February. What day was this? Let me take a look real quick. This was last week, which wasn't too bad of a week. But we have price moving up and then down. February 20th, yeah, I'm sorry. Up, and then it consolidates down and up. This looks like it might have just been a break of a range on a consolidation because we had up, down, up, and then a big spike down, then consolidation before it decides where it's going again. Let me zoom in a bit so we can see it. Looks like you're running two Bollinger Bands. Good. Quit being a whore. Oh, this is going to be one of those days. There we go. Okay, let me get over so we can look at the chart. Alright, so we got, against stochastics, hit above 80. I don't know what your settings are. You know who your charts are? Send me your stochastic settings. I'm using 1433 simple close. If you're using something different, because it looks like yours are responding a little bit quicker. This looks like in middle of big range with no confluence except SR. Let's take a look then. Okay, so the first thing I'd say, this would be a no trade for me. Reason being, look at the center of gravity. Is it evenly spaced? It looks like somebody has their hand around on it and they're squeezing the shit out of it. And again, I've mentioned this before, but what does that mean? It means that the center of gravity algorithm is having issues keeping up with the market. That for me is a warning to stay out. Look at this pattern right here. We could do it that way. Here. If you're not too sure what he means by that, I'll show you real quick. We could do it this way, or we could do it with a support and resist and a trend line. I'm just going to do a generic draw on it real quick. What he means by it is price is getting trapped. I'm just going to do it real quick, what I see, and then tell me if you're seeing the same thing, Normans. What I see is price is getting, basically, it's getting trapped into this corner here where it's going to have to make a decision where it's going. Is that the same thing you're seeing, or are you looking at it with two trend lines? Okay, so basically the trade itself, I would stay out because center of gravity, but let's look at the reasons he had for taking it. So we had, let's go with current market conditions first. We had TA confirm. Stochastics, again, send me your stochastic settings so I could see them. I have the feeling, it looks like they're running a little bit faster than what mine are. I might be wrong. Value charts was good. Up top we had the 100 level, which was holding. If we look, it was holding. It touched the 100 level, and then for the current market conditions, it reached the 100 level too, for the current FIBO. So hourly FIBO was hit, and the 100 FIBO, the current swing, was hit. And a Murray math line was almost hit. Again, you're heavy on the current market conditions, very weak. Not very weak, just weak on the institutional. It's definitely not in the ranging. It looks like it's in the middle of, like you said, it's the middle of a range, because from here's a range up, range up. This could be touching this. You could look at it as touching the top of the range a second time. I would definitely steer clear of this one, just because of the way the center of gravity looks for me. You also had your Bollinger Band touched. It looks like you're using a 2. Now, if this was Asia or Aussie session, that would be cool. Asia and Aussie session, I'll go a little bit lax on the rules. So if this was an Asia-Aussie session trade, I would be in this. If this was a London or US trade, it would have been a no-no for me. On the Asia and Aussie session, I'll tend to ignore the cog. I just basically take it off. I do, and don't go out and do this, but I don't use the center of gravity much on Asia and the Aussie because movements are limited. But if this was a US or London trade, no, I would have passed on this. So far what I can see from you is you've got current market conditions nailed. You are recognizing current market conditions very well. I would say work a little bit on the ranging market skills. If you have questions, just keep sending me the charts. But you're taking trades to me that appear to be... I mean, I could argue both ways on this one because it's at the top of a range. So if you're using support and resist, this was a good spot. But the center of gravity, biggest warning on this one. So for me, this probably would have been a pass. But it's negatives. Chart structure sucks. Current market conditions are good, and you had one institutional. You probably had a good 50-60% chance on this trade, but it's kind of ugly because of the center of gravity. I would have passed on that one. Any questions on that one before I close it? Ow. Okay, next what we got. Ah, crap, I just shut everything down. Son of a bitch. Give me a sec. Yeah, I'm having a fun day, I can tell. Let me bring that up real quick again. If you have any questions while I'm bringing it up, just let me know. And it doesn't have to be about charts, it's just in general, whatever. And then we'll take a look at yours next. I'm just about done with his. The rest of his are itchy. I'll pick one more. Let's go with cable because I freaking hate gold. Let's see what we got here. This one I wouldn't have traded. Just right there. Look at the. I mean, okay. Let's see if we have any opinions. Let me zoom out a little bit. Do we have any opinions? Was this a good or bad trade? Consolidation. No trade. Good. What we're looking at, okay, we do have an upward trend, but price is flat here. So what's going to happen is it's going to just start moving in and out of the K line. Remember, we want upward trend and we want a gap like this in between, but we want an upward trend and we want an upward angle to everything. This has been flat so long. Look how long it's been flat. We just want to stay out of that. It's consolidation, uck. If this would have been back here somewhere and I said it, yeah, but you've had enough time to see consolidation by this point that you want to stay out of that. So this one, I can't say it's because I'm looking at it afterwards. This one's clearly consolidation. Yeah, it's nothing's holding there. Price is just kind of waving up and down, up and down. I'm not trying to be a dick on this one, but yeah, horrible trade. Reason being is you had plenty of time to recognize it there. You might not know about it, but hopefully that'll help you out in the future to avoid these. Plenty of time to see the consolidation there. So I would have stayed out. We don't have any distinct pattern. If anything, we've got a tiny little range moving or consolidation. Ugh. So that was a definite no-no. And let me see. Close this one then. Okay, so that sums it up for the charts. Again, who was it? So I can say your name again. I know that's kind of dick. Michael. The email name's kind of messed up. Corkland Michael David. Make sure you send your charts. Save as picture. Active workspace. Or the ones you sent me, if they open on your computer, upload them to Dropbox or iCloud or something, because every one of them you sent to me says corrupted. And I used Paint. I used Paint Shop Pro, and I used my another imaging editing software. But if you do it this way, all I do is need this link like that, and you can just send me this link here, and I can view your charts. Just so it's not a total waste of your time, those ones you did send me, if you can upload them to something like a Dropbox or whatever, Google Documents, don't care. I can review them then. But right now I can see 0 of your charts. So I'm not blowing you off, I just can't see them. And if you don't believe me, let's take a look here. Just so you can see what's happening. I don't want you to think I'm crazy or insane. God damn, this shit's slow today. Let me see, any other questions while we're screwing around here, and then we'll... That unique about Itchy that you can see that guy. Okay, so let's take a look at yours, classifications. So Norman's works on, he's done a really good job of classifying what type of trades. I just want to look it over real quick, and then I'll post it up in the Skype room. So the left-hand side is Itchy trade, and the right-hand side is Axis trades. Or page 1 is Itchy, page 2 is Axis. I'm just looking through it real quick, so if I'm not talking, blow me off. Okay. Yeah, the Itchy one looks good. I'm looking at the Axis ones. Daily, weekly, monthly pivots. Yeah, strong daily, weekly, monthly pivots are awesome. Previous weekly high, previous monthly high, good. Basically, he's breaking down the system into what type of trades you're going to look for. The cheat sheet that comes with it's a little bit outdated, and Norman's did a really good job of throwing together another one with the 2.61 version of what you're looking for setups, and he's broken it down into strong, medium, and weak setups. So all you have to do is look at this and say, it's kind of like your cheat sheet. This is, if you have a weekly pivot with a previous weekly high, that's a strong indication of reversal if you're overbought, oversold. These are your medium conditions, so you can combine any medium with strong or weak. It looks good, Norman, so far. I'll look over it again a little bit more as soon as I'm done. Oh, holy shit, you did money management. And I guess he went a little bit cool. This is really nice, actually. Yeah, I'll definitely share this with the room in a little bit. I'll flip it over to a PDF so they can't screw it up, though. It's really nice, Normans. I like it a lot. Yeah, I'll flip it over to a PDF and share it with the room then, because that's. I'm gonna look over it again real quick when the webinar's over to make sure, but everything that I can see so far looks correct. That is freaking awesome. Yeah, I'll look through it and check for mistakes. I'll give it out to the room and ask them for I'm so far I don't see any. But okay, so it looks really good. I'll take a look at it and I'll, like I said, convert it to PDF here in a little bit. That looks really nice. That breaks everything down super simple too. Okay, let's see. I don't know why the hell I know why, because I reloaded Windows and I never when I reloaded my computer, I forgot to activate Windows. Or not fucking Windows, Microsoft Office. Now I sound like some of my old customers. My Windows don't work. Any other questions today, guys? Sorry to the one person who sent me stuff that I couldn't open, but link that shit, upload it, and I'll take a look at them. We'll even do a webinar midweek if you want, if you resend them to me. John, you know who you are. Your charts look good. I think what you're lacking is, and I know it's a bitch, is just try and wait for a ranging a little bit more. You have your current market conditions down very well, though. Other than that, you're doing pretty good. Just be aware of market conditions, and your ITM, I bet, will go up a little bit more. Let's see, 8:36. Yeah, I got about an hour. I'll be in the chat room for about an hour, because I still got to do my personal chart reviews, go through my spot trades and everything, and review what the hell I did for the week. I don't know if I did good or not. Money-wise, I did good, but I have the feeling I made some stupid trades. But other than that, let me stop recording so I can go to bullshit time.